Hey everyone. I've been getting a ton of questions about how to survive the storm in JLabs, especially when you can't find both the yellow storm protection pieces in the red room. So here's the short and skinny of it. The yellow helmet is way easier to find than the spacesuit, and honestly, that's fine. If all you've got is the helmet, you're good. That's all you need. Grab the yellow helmet, pair it with any other body gear, and stock up on weak space storm protection injectors. Pop one every 120 seconds, and you'll make it through the storm just fine. No death, no drama. Now, if you don't have any of the yellow gear, you can still survive with two purple storm protection pieces, the ones that you get from the lady in the cellar in the warehouse level. Their armor rating, however, is only at level 1. So yeah, you'll basically be tissue paper if anything starts shooting at you. And trust me, things will start shooting at you in the storm. I don't recommend this at all if you're doing a hard run. So again, yellow helmet plus any other gear plus weak injectors equals survival. That's it. If you want the full breakdown, stick around for the rest of the video. I'll go over whether storm damage changes between easy and normal modes and hard modes, and how to farm gear that doesn't rely on the yellow suit. Plus, some survival tips for those hard mode players. Not that I play hard mode, but I still think my tips are worthy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and it keeps the guides coming. See you in the storm. Some resistances. Let's do that before we go farming. Okay, so we are in the storm, and we are currently wearing a yellow helmet and the backpack from Gulu. So the question now becomes, if I just the yellow helmet and I'm ticking. So if I use 6, it stops it completely. Just takes a few seconds. Takes a solid 6 or 8 seconds before it starts to kick in. Okay, so that is literally just the yellow helmet. No other pieces of gear. Now it's gonna run out in 120 seconds, obviously, but it's not the worst, right? So now what if we put on, say you don't have the yellow helmet, say you only have this one. That one is not enough by itself, but what if we put that on? That is also not, oh no, it is. It just takes a second. So proof is purple, 2 pieces of purple gear and the weak space resistor is enough to survive in here. You just have to be very, very careful to make sure you don't run out of this 120 seconds down here. And you want to always hit it with about 8 to 10 seconds before you run out. Otherwise, you will, start ticking again. And it ticks, obviously, as you can see, pretty fast. So that is, again, with just the 2 purple pieces of gear and the weak space injector. You got to make sure that you're using the weak space storm protection injector, not the one that's the brighter purple, because that one does not offer storm resistance. So now here we are, we're running out, and now I'm going to hit it again, and it took about 5 or 6 seconds before it kicked in. Now, the other thing to remember is these only give you a 1 body armor. So when you're fighting the bad guys, you're going to take a lot of damage and you could die. So that's something to be considered. I am on easy mode. So it's probably a lot easier for me to get through these guys than it would be on, a hard mode playthrough. Because again, these only give you a 1 body armor, but here's proof. I am standing in the storm, but just purple gear on and a weak storm protection injector, and I am not ticking. Again, you can do that with 2 pieces of purple, 1 piece of purple, 1 piece of yellow. Let's see, did it change my... No, it doesn't change anything. So, but you could also just do 1 piece of yellow and a good body armor. And again, you're fine. So if you find the yellow helmet, you do not need to have anything else. You could just come in with the yellow helmet and a weak space storm protection injector. Oh my God, say that 5 times fast. And as long as you pop that every, 120 seconds, you're going to be able to survive in here. And you'll have a higher body armor to be able to survive the bad guys. And that's what I would recommend, honestly, because this gives you a 3 body armor. And then if you put your 5 or 6 on, whatever you happen to have, and if you're good and been playing through, look, I'm going to run out of my thing again. I'm going to pop it with 4 seconds left. Oh, and I didn't even lose a tick. I got it before it ended. If you've been playing through and you know how to deal with the enemies that are super strong, you should be fine. I mean, I am not excellent at shooting things in video games, and that's why I play on an easier mode. But as long as if you've gotten this far on hard, you should be fine. That's all I'm saying. You obviously know what you're doing. You're obviously good enough to get this far on hard, and you'll be fine. I would recommend putting the yellow helmet on that you found in the red room. If you found one, a good piece of body armor, and bring in your weapon of choice. I think the flaming AK-47 is the best weapon out there, but the Venom is also really good. It just doesn't seem to do anything to spiders or to the metal guys. Just the only reason why I don't use it, because when I was running through J-Labs, it wasn't killing them. But outside of that, you're fine. So I'm going to put this back on so I don't have to keep popping the thing. But see, then once you are in here and you're running around doing your stuff, get excited. Loot all these chests, because the chests have the weapon parts and the crystals. But don't forget that on this map, there are 4 mini bosses and they are located in these little bunkers. There's one right here. Let's see, can I mark? There's one right here. There's one right here. There is one right here, I believe. It's this one. And then there's one here. Those 4 star marks are bunkers. And there's a quest that you're going to get eventually to find all of these. But you can go down there at any point in time, I believe, and kill them. And once you kill those guys, they will each drop armor sets that provide you with a backpack, a helmet, and a body armor. And they also will give you a +1 storm protector. So if you don't know, mapgenie.io has all the maps. So if we show... Let's see, points of interest and bosses. Okay. All of the pieces from each of these bosses, and they are found here, right? Each of these bosses will drop you gear that has +1 storm resistance. So even if you're running and you come running in with just your purple gear, once you get down into this bunker, bring in your real gear, your good gear, switch to it, put your purple gear in your dog's case, and fight these guys with your good gear. Once you're underground, the storm does not affect you. And I will show that really quick too. So here is one right here. I think this is the Pulu Pulu guy. Okay. And I will take off all of my storm resistant stuff. So as you can see, I only have my regular armor on now, and I'm fine. I'm not taking any damage. Once you're in underground, you don't take any damage. So if you find yourself taking damage and you need to escape and you're close to one of these things on the map, well, I can't see the map now, then you can always jump into it to escape the enemies that are outside. That's another strat that you could utilize. So there you have it, everybody. It is hard to find that body piece, but you don't need the body piece. You can get away with just the 2 purples. You can get away with 1 yellow helmet and just your regular armor. And then as soon as you come in and you pop your weak space storm protection injectors, you can come down into these bunkers, kill the bosses that are at the end. And these guys will drop you gear that has a +1 space protector, which then you can then equip with your level 1 helmet, your +1 helmet that you found. You can put on a backpack so that you can keep the gear, your good gear on, and come down, and then you'll be fine. As long as you have a +2 on of any combination, however you get there, whether it be 2 purples and an injector, a yellow and an injector, or you know, a yellow and one of these guys' pieces, right? You'll be fine. You'll totally be fine. You just need to make sure that you pop the right injector. I think what is messing people up, if I had to guess, is that they are using the wrong injector. That's the only thing I can think of when I read all these people complaining and how they can't get through this area, is that they might be popping the wrong injector. And I don't think that the storm changes. And it's like I hit an invisible wall right there. I don't think the storm changes intensity on your levels. It's just the enemy levels. That wouldn't make any sense. But let me know if that's the case. If you find that it doesn't work at a higher level, maybe the storm does change and I would have to make an update to this. But I don't think it does. I was thinking about that last night and I really honestly don't think it does. There we go. Proof. Proof, proof, proof. You know what we could do? What we could do is let me minimize some things and then I'll change it up to normal and we'll test normal. So, all right, we're going to change the difficulty off of easy mode to balanced. All right. This is the one that they start you at. Let's test it out. Okay, so we're on normal. We'll just sit here. Hopefully nobody will bother me over here. So obviously it's fine with the 2 pieces on. We're going to pop this and then we're going to have to hit the 6. Give it a few seconds to kick in and it's fine. That is just with the helmet on. No other pieces of gear. As long as you pop the weak space storm protection injector, you're good for 120 seconds. Now, if I put on a purple piece of gear, it doesn't change anything. The time doesn't go up. I'm still good. If I put on 2 pieces of purple gear, I'm good. Not losing any health, not ticking. My time is still working with the space resistance on. We're still fine. Everything is good. Again, though, you're running around with +1 head and armor. So I would recommend, if the anything, to put a yellow helmet if you, because those are seem to be more easily readily to find, with a good piece of body armor. And if that's all you have, make sure you bring in as many space storm protection injectors as you can. And then once you get in here, you hit one of these bunkers, you kill that boss, you get the other pieces that you need. And then you should be good. You don't need to find the other yellow. The other yellow is actually worse than whatever you're going to get from those bosses. All right, well, there we go. Proof that normal works. I don't think that the storm phase changes in any other levels. The difference between easy and balanced was exactly the same. It's just the enemies that are stronger, but the storm is not stronger. Here you have it. There you have it.